besties, and welcome back to my channel. I must say I picked one of the craziest days to film this video. I am seriously like freezing cold. It is so cold, it's not even funny. I think right now it's like 6 degrees or 5 even. It is freezing. It's winter, it's July, it's like 10 days away from my birthday and I'm freezing half to death. But what's new? Today I'm here to tell you guys my first trimester symptoms and let you guys in on that little journey while you guys didn't quite know much about what was happening at the time. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. So let's go ahead and dive right into it.
Each time I make a memory, then I'll try to make it with you.
To be honest with you guys, I wanted to make a pregnancy update video, but I realized that it's not gonna work purely because I have my doctor's appointment tomorrow and I want to get like a little bit more information, and I'm also meeting with my midwife. So I decided to rather just give my first trimester symptoms and then do the pregnancy update later on. And also another thing that was kind of stopping me from doing the pregnancy update is because we already know the gender of the baby, and so I felt like I'm not going to be able to do the pregnancy update without giving away the gender, and I want to do a gender reveal video. Oh boy, there's just too many things. But yeah, that's why. But I'm going to be filming that pregnancy update once I come back from the doctor's appointment. Probably I'll film it on Friday. For today, let's go ahead and dive right into my first trimester symptoms. Pregnancy is a beautiful thing. It's seriously incredible. Just the thought of a human being growing inside another human being seriously blows my mind every single time when I think about it. A whole bunch of cells dividing and multiplying and eventually turning into a human being still baffles my mind. It literally makes my head explode every time I think about it. And of course, I always have the end in mind, and I'm thinking about the day the baby's born and what it's gonna be like and how cute it's gonna be and all of that fun stuff. And in that process, I completely forgot about how insane the first trimester can be. I used to say this when I was in my first trimester, like, this is worse than I thought, like this is worse than I remember, and it was just terrible. Like, I felt like I was gonna die, like literally it was so bad. Because I am so extra, like I'm an extra human being, I literally have them written down all over here. I wanted to write them down so that I can remember, because when you're in the moment and everything is so intense, you remember. But once you're out of it, it's obviously gone. I mean, I remember saying to my gynae that I don't remember feeling this horrible with Bunny's pregnancy, and he was like,
if you remembered, you were never gonna get pregnant again, but trust me, you went through the exact same thing.
And I was like, oh my god, I need to write these things down. And so I did. One of the biggest symptoms that I had during my first trimester was exhaustion, and that is basically obviously normal. Your body is trying to adjust to growing this human being, because suddenly you're not just alone. There is suddenly somebody else who is draining the life out of you, literally trying to survive. And I was exhausted all the time. I would wake up in the morning and think, seriously, did I even sleep for like 10 hours? I kid you not. We were in bed at 7 p.m. every single night, and I would be up at like 6 or 6:30, and I would still be complaining like, this is not enough. I did not sleep at all. Oh my god, like what the heck is happening? It was crazy. I was exhausted. Weekends were crazier, like they were insane. I feel like when I was at work, I was able to sort of like push myself beyond the exhaustion, whereas when I'm home, all I wanted to do was just curl up in bed, and that was not an option, and it just got me so frustrated, which honestly had me in tears quite a number of times. Maybe doesn't know about it, nobody knows about it, but you guys and me. I was craving all the time, like every single time when I felt hungry, I would want to eat something salty or something spicy or something sour, which was so weird. It was just sour, salty, spicy. That's it. Like, that is all I needed. I could not stand sugar at all, and I'm the girl who drinks a cup of coffee or tea with like a billion teaspoons of sugar, until, you know, when you drink your tea or your coffee and you still see sugar granules at the bottom. That is me. Which is not healthy, I know it's not good, but that's just how I like my coffee or my latte or my tea. But I could not stand any sugary things at all. There was a point where I bought like biscuits, because I was like, I need to get a whole bunch of snacks so that I can like nibble and stuff while I get food ready, but I could not eat it. I bought like biscuits, chocolates, because I'm big on chocolate. Oh my god, I like chocolate. I couldn't stomach any of it. I'd have this bitter taste in my mouth for the longest time, and I would brush my teeth like a billion times, which is also probably another symptom. I had this bitterness in my mouth like all the time. I would brush my teeth, I would floss, I would mouthwash, and it would still be there. I would eat like mint sweets, which was probably a bad idea, and it would still be there. It was so bad. I just couldn't. Sugary stuff, no. And the bitter taste in my mouth, I did not appreciate that at all. I needed to pee all the time. Guys, I peed like it was no tomorrow. I would drink some water and then go pee, go back to my desk and then go pee. And my boss was like, gee girl, you're so busy. And I was like, if only you knew, because at the time I hadn't told him that I'm pregnant yet. But I peed a lot. I would wake up at night and go pee like a gazillion times, which didn't quite help me much on my sleep. Also, I don't remember it being that bad though with K-Ba's pregnancy. I don't remember peeing all that much. Maybe because I wasn't paying attention. Maybe. I don't know. I tried by all means to get like maximum amount of hours to sleep so I can be like well rested and I can like get my energy and get my grip into things, but I couldn't sleep very well. I had read somewhere where it said pregnancy is like nature's way, it's like nature's cruel way of preparing you for parenting, something like that, because you know, once the baby's here you pretty much are a zombie, because you pretty much basically up majority of the time, because the baby needs to be changed, the baby needs to be fed, the baby's crying, the baby's awake now, the baby won't sleep because it's everything, the baby this and the baby that, so you barely ever sleep. You literally just exist, but you're not in the moment. If that makes any sense. We'd go to bed at like 7 p.m. and then I'll be up at like 10 and then be back asleep again around 11ish, 11:30, be up again. It was like a 3-hour sleep period, and even in those 3 hours I would get like probably 20 minutes of deep sleep and like the rest is light sleep, which light sleep basically means you're not sleeping. Another really bad first trimester symptom was indigestion and bloating. Oh my god, there was so many times where I called dizzy and I was like, I don't know how much longer I can be here like at work, because I was so uncomfortable. Like I would have a small yogurt and I would be so uncomfortable with indigestion. When I sit down I feel like I'm gonna explode. When I stand up I feel like I'm gonna throw up and pass out, and I was like, what am I supposed to do? I would try and drink like that Aquel carbonated water so I can burp it out, but instead I'd be bloated, and when it goes away it really does go away until I eat something else, and then we're like back to square one. It was like a vicious cycle. And funny enough, I burped a lot. Like I would go through the day burping like crazy. I would burp so much and I would still be hungry. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense to me. I soldiered on through so many headaches. I was like, no, I'm not gonna take any medication for this. I will be fine. It's just a headache. I had extra active saliva. It was insane. You know when you salivate when you're like just about to eat something delicious and you salivate? I had that saliva in my mouth all the time. I bought gum and it would still not help me. I had bad nausea, you guys, to a point where I'd be in my Uber ride and I feel so nauseous, and I say to the driver like, can you drive a little bit slowly? And then I like open all the windows so the cold air can just hit my face, so it can sort of like pull me back to reality, if that makes any sense. I felt dizzy all the time, like my head was spinning all the time. And the one time during the weekend I was so nauseous and I felt so sick. I got up, I made K-Bae some cereal. Usually we have like oatmeal or porridge, like a cooked breakfast over the weekend, but that day I was like, no, we're gonna have cereal. I made her cereal, she ate the cereal. I couldn't stomach anything, so I went back to bed and she came in and she's like, mommy, should I make you scrambled eggs? And she was so sweet. I literally like bawled my eyes out. She didn't see me though because she was playing in her playroom. I bawled my eyes out because I was like, that is the sweetest thing ever. And I had the worst mom guilt because I was like, this little girl, she has no idea what's going on because I hadn't told her at the time, and she probably just thinks mommy is lazy, mommy doesn't want to play with me, mommy's always sleeping. Like at one point she actually said to me, mommy, but you're always sleeping. And I was like, because mommy's sick. And it didn't help that during the first trimester I got flu and I didn't want to give it to her, and Dizzy was in school and I had nobody else. It was crazy. Like seriously, you guys, I did not have the most exotic first trimester. While going through all of this, I was like, this is it. Like I don't think I want to go through this again. I am okay. I'm okay to have 2 kids. I am content with 2 kids. I don't want to do this again at all. And I even got to a point where, and this is gonna sound like I'm being very mean, but I got to a point where I was asking myself, like, do I really want to go through this? Like, is this really what I want? Is this even supposed to be? Which is so selfish of me and so insane. But in that moment I felt so out of it and so sick and so guilty from not spending too much time with K-Bear, or enough time with her even, that I was just like, I wished it all away. And I'm not gonna lie, I wished it all away. Like, I wanted to just wake up and feel amazing. And the funny thing is, I look back now and I don't remember it being as bad. It's so weird. It's like it's almost like they wipe away the memories so you can do it all over again. Like my doctor was saying, it's crazy. I could not stand the smell of food. K-Bear lived off of Willie's food, which she really loves, and I was so grateful that she actually really loves him, because I don't know what else she was gonna eat. Even when Dizzy came back from school, he came to live with us for like the whole month while I get through everything else and sort of like get into my 2nd trimester. And he would cook for us and he would like take care of us, and I would be in the bedroom with the door closed the whole time because I wouldn't want to smell anything. It would make me so sick. I would be gagging. That's how bad it was. And I think I was fortunate enough that I didn't get a lot of vomiting episodes, but I did vomit a lot, to a point where I was like, I can't even feel my ribs anymore. Like, I just feel like there's a placeholder there somewhere, but there's basically just nothing in there. I probably vomited, this is TMI, probably like 3 or 4 times, but in those times it was insane. Like it would go on for like a good 30 minutes in my head, or probably it was 30 minutes because it was so bad. And after that episode, I would want to just go to sleep and just sleep it out, because it was that intense. I felt so alone during my 1st trimester. I felt nobody understood and nobody cared, which I don't think was the case. And I feel like that's why I was like almost wishing it away, because why am I getting emotional? I felt like I was going through the whole thing by myself and nobody understood, which obviously nobody understood because they were not in that moment with me. But I know there were people who were there for me, like who were supporting me and who offered help and all of that stuff. But I felt so alone. Like, 1st trimester of pregnancy is the worst, most exciting thing ever. It's so confusing, so hectic, so precious. It's a whole like tornado of emotions. And I remember thinking, I just like, I want to wake up tomorrow and be in my 2nd trimester. Like, I don't want this. I really don't want it, but whew, I made it through. And here I am. I'm very grateful to be here, and I'm very excited to actually go through this journey and bring this baby to life. And I'm very excited to hold this little bundle of joy in my hands and see Kibazabani bloom into a big sister, because homegirl is super excited. 1st trimester for me was not a lot of fun. I'm not even gonna lie about that. There's always the good and the bad with everything else in life, and I always choose to look on the bright side. I will tell you my honest experience like I just did now. I told you exactly what I went through in my 1st trimester, but that's not the bad stuff. That is just the reality of the 1st trimester. Majority of pregnant people go almost through exactly that, unless you're the lucky few who hardly ever have any sickness, which I envy you, girl. I do. But that's just the reality of the 1st trimester. It's not me Debbie Downing on anything. It's just me telling you the truth and telling you the reality of what my 1st trimester was like. Anyway, that's all I wanted to share. I'm not going on a dungeon. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Please let me know in the comment section down below, how was your 1st trimester? If you've had a baby recently or you're even pregnant, let me know how that went for you and how you got through it all, because I'm telling you, for me, it wasn't fun and games. I remember telling Gabby from Hey Gapster, she is literally one of the very first few people I told about my pregnancy. I remember telling her, don't have a baby, which was so unfair, because I mean, why would I say such a thing? But it just goes to show how miserable I was during my 1st trimester. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and follow us on our social media pages, links down below. For today, that's gonna be it, and we'll catch you on our next video. Bye, besties.